How to invest your first $1,000. It's kind of like learning how to tie your shoe for the first time. It's a little confusing, but after you do it a couple of times, you realize just how easy it is. And in today's video, we're gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna teach you how to tie your shoes. Just kidding. I'm gonna walk you through step by step and show you exactly how to invest your first $1,000 with ETFs. We'll start off by talking about some really important things that you'll wanna know before you actually start investing. And then I'm gonna open up a brokerage account live on the spot. And then finally, I'll buy my first ETF investment inside of that account. And once again, I'll do it all live so that you can see exactly how to do it for yourself. So the very first thing that we're gonna do before actually going in and investing your money is giving your money a goal. Now, I know that sounds incredibly boring, but I promise you this is a critical step that you cannot skip. Basically, you need to be able to answer the question, why are you investing? And I'll give you a framework to work from. First, you need to figure out if you're investing long-term or short-term. So long-term investing means that you don't plan on touching the money for the next 5 years or more. And the most common type of long-term investing is investing for retirement, building your wealth so that when you turn 65, you can quit working permanently and do whatever you want the rest of your life. But some other common long-term investing goals could be saving up for a house in the next, 5 to 10 years, saving up for your kids' college tuition, or perhaps you want to invest just because. Like maybe you just know that investing is an important part of building wealth for your future, and so you just want to do it, and that's fine too. Those are all examples of long-term investing goals. Now, short-term investing is when you do plan on using the money within the next 5 years. And some examples of short-term investing goals include buying a home within the next 5 years, going on vacation next year, or maybe saving up for Christmas next year. In most cases, if you're only investing short term, then you probably actually don't need to invest your money into the stock market anyways. The best place to put your money for any short term goals is within a high yield savings account where you'll be able to easily access your money within the next year. After you've given your money a goal, it's now time to decide how much help you want with your investing. In other words, do you want full control over your investment portfolio and the types of investments that you're buying, or would you prefer somebody or something else to manage your investment portfolio for you? If you want all of your investing to be managed for you, then you'll probably want to go and open up a robo-advisor brokerage account. A robo-advisor is a type of financial advisor that uses computer algorithms to build and manage your portfolio instead of humans. And they'll typically charge a small fee to provide this service for you. If you're someone who wants to be 100% hands-off with your investments and you want to be guided through the entire investment process from start to finish, then a robo-advisor could be a good fit for you. However, if you're like me and you want full control over what you're investing in, you want to be able to pick what stocks and ETFs are going into your portfolio, then you'll likely want to open up a regular brokerage account. And a little bit later on, I'll go over a list of the best brokers and robo-advisors that you can use to start investing. After you've decided whether you want to go with a regular broker or a robo-advisor, it's now time to actually choose what type of investment account you want to open. The same exact way that there are different bank account types like your savings account, checking, money market accounts, there's also different investment accounts for different purposes. Now, there are so many different types of investment accounts that you can choose from, but we're gonna make this as simple as possible. I want you to answer the following question. Are you investing for retirement or not? Because if you're investing for retirement, then you should open up some type of retirement account like a Roth IRA or a 401k, especially if your employer offers 401k matching. A 401k is a type of investment account offered by employers that takes pre-tax contributions from your paycheck and automatically invest that money into the stock market for you. A Roth IRA is a type of investment account that you can open up at basically any broker that allows you to invest after tax income. And what's even better is that all of the money inside of a Roth IRA will grow completely tax-free. And so, for example, if you make $1 million inside of your Roth IRA, when you start taking money out of that account during retirement, none of that money will be taxed by Uncle Sam. And so the Roth IRA and the 401k are both extremely powerful investment accounts. Now, of these two, unless your employer offers 401ks with 401k matching, then I would recommend that most people open up a Roth IRA and use that account to save and invest for retirement. Now, if you're not investing for retirement, but perhaps for a different goal, then you definitely want to use a standard brokerage account. Or perhaps you want to open up both a Roth IRA and a standard brokerage account, because you can do that as well. However, in this video, we're just going to focus on opening up a standard brokerage account, but just understand that the process for opening up any type of investment account for the most part is going to be the exact same. And that actually brings us to the next step of the process of investing your first $1,000, which is opening up a brokerage account. The first thing that you'll want to do though before opening up a brokerage account is actually choosing your broker. And there are so many different options out there that it can really quickly become overwhelming. But don't worry, because I'm going to walk you through it. Now, if you recall, a little bit earlier in the video, we talked about robo-advisors versus regular brokers. And so the very first thing that I want to talk to you about are the best robo-advisors that you can use to open a brokerage account. And so in my humble opinion, the top 3 robo-advisors are Wealthfront, Betterment, and Acorns. We're not going to go over each one in detail. I'll leave links to all 3 down below in the description for you to go and choose for yourself. But basically just understand that it kind of just comes down to personal preference. The biggest difference is going to be with the user interface of the app, but for the most part, they're going to do the exact same thing. Now, if you don't want to use a robo-advisor and would prefer just to use a regular broker, then in my opinion, these are some of the best. You'll notice that I categorize these brokers into 2 different categories: OG brokers and modern brokers. The OG brokers are the brokers that have been around for the longest. You can think of them as the Snoop Dogs and Ice Cubes of the investment world, right? Like your Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, E-Trade. And then you've got your modern brokers, your Webull's, M1 Finance, Robinhood's, those types of apps. Now, again, we're not going to go over each one of these brokers in detail, but broadly speaking, the OG brokers have been around the longest, and so they tend to be a little bit more trusted. Also, I find that the customer service with the OG brokers tends to be a lot better than many of the new modern brokers. With that being said, because the OG brokers are, well, they're older, they also feel older, if that makes sense. Like when you go into the Vanguard app or into the Fidelity website, it just feels like clunky and old and outdated. In contrary, the modern brokers are modern. And so the apps are much more intuitive and user-friendly and just overall beautiful to look at. And so if you're brand spanking new to investing, then going with a modern broker may be the better option. Overall though, just understand this: there is no real advantage or disadvantage of choosing one broker over the other. It really just comes down to personal preference. And as long as you're not having to pay commission or fees to make trades, which is basically what every broker offers nowadays anyways, then you're probably going to be set. Now, for this video specifically, I'm going to use Webull. I personally just really like Webull. I find that it's really intuitive and easy to use. And what's even better is if you use my link down below in the pinned comment or description to open up a Webull account and deposit just 1 penny, you'll get 12 free stocks valued up to $30,000 just for depositing 1 penny. That, you heard that right, 1 penny, $30,000. It's a no-brainer. Okay, let's transition now and actually open up a brokerage account with Webull. Now, obviously, the first thing that you're going to want to do is take your phone and download the Webull app. Once you open the app, you'll be greeted with this screen here, which gives you 2 options: log in and sign up. If you're brand new, then you're obviously going to tap on sign up, and you can choose to either sign up with your phone number or your email address. So I'm going to choose my email, and you know, make sure you do what the email says, wink wink, and then hit next. The app will then send you a 6-digit verification code that you'll have to enter here. Once you enter that, hit next. Next, you're going to create a password and then tap sign up. And so from here, I'm going to tap on this big button that says open account, and this is going to take me to the actual application process of opening my brokerage account. Choose OK, and then it's going to ask you to upload the front and back of your driver's license or ID. You can just take a picture with your phone and upload it that way. Next, it's going to ask you for a bunch of basic information, and this is all standard, by the way, across every broker: your name, date of birth, etc. After that, it'll ask you for your employment information, so answer those questions, and then it's going to ask you several other questions that might not seem that important to you, but this is going to be pretty much standard across every broker. After that, you'll choose your account type. Now, you've got 2 different account types: your cash account and your margin account. Unless you plan on day trading stocks, which I would assume that most of you watching are not going to be doing that, then you'll choose a cash account. And then finally, the last thing that you'll do on this page is sign your life away. Agree to the disclosures, and then hit submit, and then that's it. And then from this point, you'll just have to fund your Webull account. Now, unfortunately, I technically already have a Webull account, and so I can't actually show you what this process looks like for a brand new account. However, the process for doing this is basically going to be the same for every broker. You'll be required to connect your bank account to your broker, and then from there, your broker is going to send 2 small micro deposits to your bank account that you'll then have to confirm, and then the connection is made. At which point, you'll be able to officially start investing in stocks and ETFs, which brings us to the next step. After your brokerage account is open, it's now time to choose what ETFs you're going to be investing in. Now, if you've been watching my channel for some time now, then you'll know that I always talk about ETFs. In fact, I might as well be the self-proclaimed ETF king of YouTube. Just saying. I made a video recently about the only 6 ETFs that you will ever need to invest in to become a millionaire. You should definitely watch that video after you finish watching this video, of course, and it's on my channel. But basically, depending on why you're investing, what your goals are, will change the types of ETFs that you should be investing in. For example, if you're investing solely for dividends, then you would want to invest in dividend-focused ETFs like SCHD, VYM, and VIG. All of these ETFs invest in the best dividend stocks, and so when you buy shares of any of these ETFs, you're adding hundreds of the best dividend stocks into your portfolio, all just from buying one single ETF. Or for example, if you want to invest long-term for retirement and you want to maximize your exposure to the market, then investing in broad market ETFs like VTI, VOO, and VT are some of the best options. All of these ETFs invest in hundreds and even thousands of different stocks. And so again, when you invest in even just one of these ETFs, you're giving your portfolio exposure to thousands of individual stocks, all just by buying one single ETF. And this right here is why I love ETFs, because they give you low cost, broad exposure over many individual stocks without you having to actually go and buy individual stocks. But for this video specifically, we're gonna invest in VTI as our example. And so we'll invest $1,000 into VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. So this ETF holds 4,000 plus stocks all within one single ETF. And so when you buy shares of VTI, you are essentially buying 4,000 plus stocks without actually having to go and buy 4,000 plus stocks individually, because all of those stocks are wrapped up in this one single ETF. And now it's time to actually buy the ETF. And so the first thing you're gonna do is go to your broker. In this case, we're using Webull again. And this right here is just my Play Webull account. It's just what I use to kind of buy speculative investments and things like that. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of cash in here that I can use to buy shares of VTI. And so let's do that, okay? And so I'll buy $1,000 worth of VTI. Also, keep in mind that this process that we're about to go over of buying shares of stocks or ETFs is gonna be basically the same across every broker. Yes, each broker is gonna have a slightly different user interface, but overall, they all do the exact same thing. They allow you to buy and sell shares of stocks and ETFs. Okay, so I'm in Webull now, and this is the first thing that you'll see when you open up the app. This is kind of just like the news feed, okay? And so what you'll do is click right here on the center icon, and then click right here where it says trade. Next, I'll type in VTI, and then click on it. And so now I see the stock chart for VTI as well as other things like the level 2. But what I want to do is go down here to where it says buy and sell. And obviously, because I want to buy shares of VTI, I'm going to make sure that the buy option is selected. And then this drop down right here that says order type, I'm going to change this to a market order because I want my shares to be filled immediately at the current market price. And then right here where it says amount in share, if you tap on the word share, it's kind of small, but if you tap on it, it's gonna change to USD. And basically this just allows you to buy fractional shares of VTI, right? And so what I'll do is I'll just enter in 1,000. Now, if you wanted to buy, say, $50 worth of VTI, then you can do that because you're buying a fraction of VTI. Then once you've decided how much you want to invest into VTI, just tap right here where it says buy and then confirm the order. And then that's it, you're done. You're now officially investing in VTI. However, you're not quite finished, okay? Because it's not enough just to go and buy $1,000 worth of VTI and then leave that in your account for the next 30 years and somehow expect that that's gonna turn into $1 million plus. No, if you actually want to grow your money, then you're gonna have to get into the habit of consistently investing your money. And so this means every month or every week, whatever your preferred frequency is, transferring money from your bank account into your brokerage account and buying more shares of VTI or whatever stock or ETF that you're investing in, buying more shares of that stock or ETF and doing this on a consistent basis. And then over time, through compounding interest, your money will begin to grow exponentially. And this right here, this is where true wealth is built. And that actually brings us to the next step of the process. The final thing that you'll want to do is create an investing schedule. Very simply put, this just means that you're going to choose one day every month or every week to transfer money from your bank account into your brokerage account so that that money can be invested. Now, just keep in mind, most brokers nowadays do offer some type of recurring investment feature that allows you to automatically transfer money on an automated schedule. And so for example, with Webull, you would just go into the app, tap on the center icon, and then tap on transfers, and then tap on recurring deposit, link the bank account that you want to use for the recurring deposit, and then go back into recurring deposit again and set the recurring amount and the schedule. And you could do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and then you can choose the actual day that you want the transfer to happen. So very easy to set up, and this will help to ensure that you are consistently investing. It's easy easy to get out of the habit of investing if you aren't staying on top of it. And so by setting up an automated investing schedule, this will help to hold you accountable. If you have not already dropped a like down below for the YT algo and subscribe to the channel, it would mean the world to me if you did both those things. Also, if you have not already clicked the link down below to get your 12 free stocks valued up to $30,000 just for opening up a Webull account and depositing 1 penny, then you should definitely do that right now. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And as always, I will see you again very soon. Take care.